दक्षिणास्य समारंभा शंकराचार्य मध्यमा अस्मदाचार्य पर्यंता स्मर्या गुरुपरंपरा श्रुतिस्मृति पुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शंकरं लोकशंकरं शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। परिज्ञानाश्रम श्रीगुरुशङ्कर परिज्ञानाश्रम शङ्कर सद्गुरु केशव वामन कृष्ण पाण्डुरङ्ग आनन्द परिज्ञान गुरु सद्यो जात शङ्कर सद्गुरु गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिहृद्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथं। So we have almost completed or about to complete about 1/3 of Vishnusahasranama. 30 verses out of the 108 stotras we have completed. And I think most of the important things, the important meanings that are to be given in the Vishnusahasranama in the 1,000 names, most of the names dealt with already have given the gist of almost everything from Saguna form to the Nirguna form to the, what is called as the Avatara Rupa form, or whatever it is. Many of the aspects have already been covered. And now in the further stotras, the further names that are going to come, there may be a lot of repetition, though the names may be different, the meaning may be the same. The names may be the same, the meanings may be different. So what I'm going to do from now on is go a little faster, because I thought the first 1/3, first about 300 names, I wanted to go slow so that we are not going to miss out on any important information that every nama is trying to suggest. So now we'll go to the 31st verse today. So let's read the 31st stotra. That is, Amritaanshudbhavo bhanuhu shashabindu sureshwaraha aushadham jagatas setuhu satyadharma parakramaha. So these are the names here, the namas. First one here, the 283rd nama is Amritanshu Udbhavaha. Amritanshu means moon, the one who is cool, rayed moon. Why is moon called Amrita Amshuhu? It is said that during the Samudra Matanam, when the Devas and Asuras were trying to churn the Sagara for Amritam, it seems moon was one of them, one of the things that came out. And his rays or his hair or his rays was dripping with Amritam. That is why moon is also called Amritanshu, the one whose rays are actually dripping with Amritam. And this is the name for moon, Amritanshu Udbhava. Udbhava means Lord Vishnu was actually the cause or responsible for the Samudra Matanam and wanted the Devas to win this Amritam so that the Devas are going to be immortal. In this war for Amritam, for which the Samudra Mathanam was done. And since during Samudra Mathanam, since Vishnu was actually the one who was the source of this moon, because of whom the Amrita or the Samudra Mathanam took place. That is why he's called Amritanshu Udbhava, because of whom the Amritamshu moon actually came up or came out of this as one of the important auspicious things. Many auspicious things came out of the Sagara when this Mathanam was done, and moon is supposed to be one of them. And the reason or the Udbhava for this Chandra, the Amrita Amshu, is Vishnu. So it's a name of Lord Vishnu, which says that Lord Vishnu was the one who was the cause of this moon emerging out of the ocean with the Amritam dripping from his rays. Rays means R-A-Y-S, rays. Okay. Then comes the next name, 284th, Bhanuhu. Shankaracharya in his Bhashya says, Bhati iti Bhanuhu. Bhati means what? The one who shines, Bhati. Now we can say, the sun also shines. Yes, sun also called as Bhanuhu. The moon also shines, but moon does not shine on its own. It borrows light from sun and then shines. But then, what is it that makes the sun shine and the moon shine? That is the Lord Vishnu. Tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. We have seen that already in Katopanishad and Mundakopanishad. Na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyuto bhanti kutoyam agnihi. Okay, tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam. The sun shines after you, the consciousness, O Lord Vishnu. Moon shines after you. Therefore, what shines itself and reveals itself independently is the light of consciousness, is you, O Lord Vishnu. So you are the original, the Bhanu. Bhanu means the light of consciousness, the one as Atma, the one as consciousness, who's ever shining, and because of whom everything else gets revealed. Therefore, Lord Vishnu as consciousness is also called as Bhanu. Okay, then Shashabinduhu. Shashabinduhu means what? Again, Shashabindu is moon. Shasha means there is a rabbit like bindu or a mark on the surface of the moon, and the one who nourishes this moon is called as Shashabinduhu. Okay, and how the moon nourishes ultimately? Moon itself nourishes by nourishing the sap in the Oshadis. But what is it that manifests as this moon and nourishes the sap? 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita we have already seen. Pushnami chaushadhi sarva somo bhutva rasatmaka. This is the soma. Shashabinduhu actually is moon, and the one who actually even nourishes the moon, because of which all the aushadis means the plants, the food producing plants are there, which are producing the food that is required. Therefore, Shashabinduhu means moon who has the mark, the bindu or the mark or the stain of Shasha or rabbit, and that moon which actually nourishes all the Oshadis and forms the sap, the nourisher of even that moon, Pushnami Chaushadhihi Sarva Somo Bhutva Rasatmaka. So I am the one, Krishna says. And who's Lord Krishna? None other than Vishnu. So Vishnu is that consciousness because of whom the moon is also able to nourish and form the sap and food in the Oshadis or in the plants. Then the next name comes, 286th name, Sureshwaraha. We have already seen this name, Sureshaha. Deva, that Deva Adhipatihi. We have seen the Sureshaha, the one who is actually the Lord of even the Suras, the Lord of even Devas. So the Lord of Sura. Sura means Sureshwara. That is Suranam Ishwaraha. Sura here means those who are the Devas, Indradi Devas. And Bhagwan is also called as, Bhagwan Vishnu is also called as Sureshwaraha. We have already seen this as Sureshaha in, I think, 85 or 86th name we have already seen. So this Sureshwara is the same. There it was Sureshaha and now it is Sureshwaraha. Okay, it's the Ishwara, the Lord of all the Devas. And in that name, I had also explained that the Devas can be taken to represent the sense organs in all the Jivas because they light up the objects of senses. And who is it? That is the Lord of all the sense organs and the mind also. It is ultimately this consciousness. And it is that consciousness because of which the sense organs and the mind are able to function and able to cognize the world outside and do the vyavahara. So Sureshwara means even we can take it in both the ways. As the very Lord, the consciousness of all the indriyas, dasha indriyas, and also the mind, or it can be even taken as the vachyata of the Lord of, or the head of, or the king of all the devas, Devarajaha, the king of all the devas. Devas like Indra and all, whatever devas are functionaries we are coming across. Therefore, he is called as Sureshwaraha. Next, the next name is 287th name, Nama, which says Aushadham. Aushadham. Aushadham means what? Medicine. That which comes out of the Aushadhis is Aushadham. Therefore, even food is considered as Aushadham. Eaten in a proper way, eaten in the proper quantity, food also is a medicine. But here, Lord Vishnu himself, or Lord Vishnu itself, Lord Vishnu is called as the medicine, Aushadham. Why? Because Lord Vishnu is the very medicine by which the samsara roga disappears. Bhagwan Shankaracharya says, samsara roga bheshajatvat aushadham. Okay. Samsara roga bheshajatvat. The only medicine for samsara roga. We may have some medicines for different ailments, but what is the biggest roga? The roga that is the deepest, the biggest, and the most painful roga is samsara roga. And that is not going to end with one life. I may be a very sick person, doesn't matter. But at least when I die, when this body dies, temporarily at least there is a full stop for that, whatever disease I was suffering from all my life. Correct? But what is this samsara roga? Just ending of this body is not enough. That's not the end of it. This jiva comes back unless I have had the aushadham of knowing consciousness. This knowledge, this Atmajnanam is the aushadham for samsara roga. So unless I've had this Atmajnanam in the form of consciousness, knowing what this consciousness is, knowing what I am, and who is that from which I know this? It's Lord Ishvara. It is the knowledge of Ishvara, Atmajnanam, Brahmajnanam, knowing that, that is the only aushadham. Knowledge is the only aushadham for ignorance. My samsara roga is because of my ignorance of my own swarupam, jiva swarupa, Ishvara swarupa, Jagat swarupa. If ignorance is the disease, knowledge is the medicine. So here, Lord Vishnu himself is called as Aushadham because Lord Vishnu as a teacher, as an acharya, is also the one who's going to, with this knowledge, the one who wields this Atmajnana, can completely, once and for all, cure the samsara roga. Okay? That is why it is said, Parantakale Paramrita Paripashyanti Sarve. Those who have this knowledge, this Aushadam, when the body falls, then they don't come back again. They don't fall into this cycle of samsara. So Lord Vishnu is who? He is the Bheshajam, or he is the Aushadham in the form of Brahmajnanam for samsara roga. The next nama is Setuhu. What is the meaning of Setuhu? Jagataha Setuhu. Here it is said, Jagatam Samuttarana Hetutvat. Bhagwan Shankaracharya says. What is the meaning of Hetu? Sorry, Setu. That is Jagataha Setu. What is the meaning of Setu? Setu can means a bridge over which I can cross over from one side to the other. At the same time, a Setu can also be a boundary, a limit, a boundary. And who is Lord Vishnu? Jagataha Setu. There is nothing beyond Lord Vishnu. He's the ultimate boundary. There's nothing beyond that. There's nothing beyond consciousness. The ultimate Setu or boundary, beyond which there is nothing. That means what? It is Parakashta Paragatihi, which we saw in Kathopanishad. At the same time, in Kathopanishads, we saw this knowledge. What does it do? Abhayam Param Vindate. Abhayam Param Vindate. This knowledge is a Setu. That's what Yama says there also. This knowledge, in terms of, with reference to Omkara Vichara, he says Omkara Upasana, Omkara Vichara, it is a Setu. It is a Setu, Riva Setuhu. Like a bridge, it takes me from ignorance to knowledge. It takes me from darkness to light. It takes me from samsara roga to anantatvam, purnatvam, ananda swarupam brahma. Therefore, Bhagwan Vishnu, as consciousness, is the limitless Setuhu, the boundary. There's nothing beyond that. It is the ultimate boundary of the entire universe. There's nothing beyond that. That is it. Nothing more than that. Also, as consciousness, as this knowledge, Lord Vishnu is the Setu, or that which helps a mumukshu to cross over from ignorance from the darkness of ignorance to the light of moksha. So he is the Setuhu. And one more we can give. Setu is also something which is in the form of dharma. Dharma means what? The laws of the universe, because of which we are able to function in a proper way. And that dharma, because of which the whole universe is functioning, the boundary of dharma or the limit of dharma. Therefore, Setu can also mean here that in the form of dharma, Lord Vishnu protects the whole universe. In the form of his various laws, which are nothing other than dharma, he protects the whole universe. So this is the meaning of this nama, that is Setuhu, Jagataha Setuhu. Jagataha Setuhu we saw. Then the next nama is Satya Dharma Parakramaha. Satya Dharma Parakramaha. The one who is the ultimate abode of courage and dharma. Satya Dharma Parakramaha. Parakramaha means the one who cannot be excelled, the one who is most capable of remaining in Satyam and Dharma all the time. See, for us, we may say we are very ethical people, but we don't know sometimes following ethics becomes very, very difficult. Being within the boundaries of dharma sometimes is very challenging in our day-to-day life, especially in today's world, when there is no value for the values, human values. when there's no value for truth, when there is no value for sincerity, dakshata, whatever, there's no value for dharma. There's no fear that if I'm adharmic, I will suffer for it later. That fear is not there. And in such a society, for a very dharmic person, say I'm a very dharmic person, it's a very difficult, challenging life sometimes because we tend to give in. We tend to give in to certain shortcuts. We tend to give in to a little bit of adharma here and there, saying that I have to flow along with the current. What can I do? If I follow dharma and if I don't do these things, then my work will never be done. So, what happens is there are many times when, though we may be sticklers for dharma, we don't have the courage to follow dharma all the time. We can slip. But Lord Vishnu is Satya Dharma Parakramaha, unfailing in dharma and courage, unfailing. No compromise in dharma, no compromises. That is the courage. That is the parakrama of Lord Vishnu. We can't say that we are those parakramis, isn't it? We are not parakramis because we give in sometimes. We give in to things which should not be done, but then we say, I had no other go. So here, Lord Vishnu, he is the very creator of dharma, he is the very dharma itself, he is the very truth itself. Therefore, he is parakrami. He is a parakrami in remaining within that dharma, not being challenged by anything. How many times Lord Vishnu has been challenged by asuras? How many times, isn't it? But did any time Lord Vishnu give up? No. Many people say that Lord Krishna, did this, did that, did this. No, no, he did not go against dharma. Whatever he did, he found a slightly alternate method of, following or doing what is within dharma. Therefore, it is said that Lord Vishnu, and as consciousness and as Saguna Ishvara, as Aishwaryam, all the Aishwarya that he has, he is capable, he has the courage, he has the Parakrama, the Shakti to remain within the boundaries of Dharma. Therefore, he is called as Satya Dharma Parakrama. Okay, our courage is as long as as far as the next challenge. That is our courage. Once the next challenge comes, our courage, we don't know how far it is going to stay with us. So he is the one who does not lose his courage, cannot be challenged by anything, bound by dharma. That is his Satya Dharma Parakrama. Now let's go to the 32nd verse, the stotra, where here we have already seen these things earlier. Some of the names are repeating here again. So let's see them. भूतभव्यभवन्नाथः पवनः पावनो नलः कामः कामकृत्कान्तः कामः कामप्रदः प्रभुः. So says that Bhuta Bhavya Bhavan Natha. Lord Vishnu is the very Lord of all those jivas and all the things that have been there before, that are there now, that are going to be there in future. Bhutaha means we can say that Sarva Bhuta, that is Bhuta Bhavya Bhavan Natha. All the beings, living beings, non-living things, universes which have existed in the past, which are now existing, which are yet to come, of all of them, it is this Vishnu as the very Adhishtanam, as the very consciousness, is the very Nathaha. Nathaha means the very Lord, the very controller, the very supporter, the very nourisher. Adhishtana Rupena. That's all. As the Adhishtana of every being, as a consciousness existence in everything. The whole universe with all its being, consciousness existence as the very Adhishtanam of this entire universe. Lord Vishnu is what? Bhuta Bhavya Bhavannata. Why? Because as consciousness, Lord Vishnu is Nityaha. He has existed. Trikale api tishtati iti sat. Sat rupena vartate. Chit rupena vartate iti. Therefore, that Sat Chit Rupa Atma being Nityam, it's not as if it came, it appeared, it disappeared. No. Sat Chit Rupena, it was there, it is there, it will be there. So Sat Chit Adhishtana Rupena Bhuta Bhavya Bhavan Nataha. Okay. And that means the whole universe with all its beings appeared in Lord Vishnu, Utpatti, existed in Lord Vishnu, Sthiti, and resolved also Layaha in the same consciousness called as Vishnu. Then next one, 291, Pavanaha. Pavanaha, the one who purifies. Pavanaha means Pavata iti Pavana. We have other meanings also for Pavanaha. Wind, blowing wind, also is Vayu, is also called Pavana. But why is it called Pavana? Because Vayu also purifies. Anything that purifies, water purifies. So you can call water also Pavana. Vayu purifies by blowing, removing the dust and other things. And therefore also it can be called as Pavanaha. Vayu is also Pavana. Agni also. Anything which cleans up, anything which purifies, anything which sanctifies, that's called as Pavanaha. Pavata iti Pavanaha. And how does Lord Vishnu do it? By his very presence as the Sat Chit Ananda Atma. By his very presence as that very Brahma Jnanam which purifies. What? Removes the ignorance. Saguna Rupa Upasanaya, Vishnusahasranama chanting, Vishnu as Pavanaha, Chitta Shuddhi Rupena. Okay, when I do Vishnu Sahasranama with the intention of Chitta Shuddhi happens by Upasana, Nama Parayana. It causes a cleansing from inside. You know, that is why a great Mahatma used to say, water, you take a bath, water can clear, it can clean your body, it can do everything. So many other things are purified by putting them into water, fire, or even just airing them. Sometimes we just put our clothes to air them so that, some amount of purification takes place. You can clear things or purify things from outside. What about all those things inside us? All those malas which are inside us, how do we purify them? So that Mahatma used to say, Ishvara Nama, Namasmarana, or taking the name of the Lord is cleansing yourself from within. It's like taking a bath from inside. Therefore, Vishnu Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama, Japa, whatever, Namasmarana, we call it as when we chant the name of Lord. It is something that Antashuddhihi, Chitta Shuddhihi, your whole being is cleared. Your whole psyche is cleaned up. Your mind is cleaned up. There is a Shuddhi Karanam from inside. So it is Pavanaha. The very name of Lord Vishnu, chanted either in the form of japa or in the form of Namaparayana or Stuti, is like an internal bath, the one who purifies, the one who sanctifies. Okay. Then the next word, next name, 292, Pavanaha. Pavanaha. Pavanaha means Pavayati iti Pavanaha. The one because of whom everything is able to move. A living being is able to move. The whole world is nothing but movement, isn't it? The planets are moving, the universes are moving, the living beings are moving, Even in what we call as static things like rocks and other things, inside them there is a great movement going on in the form of electrons and neutrons and protons and other subatomic particles. Movement is going on. We may see this wall as a solid wall, lifeless, but inside it is nothing but movement. The whole world is nothing but movement. Because of movement, the whole thing goes on. And what is it? Where is it that the movement takes place? The movement takes place on a movementless adhishtanam on which the whole universe moves. The kutastha or the anvil-like consciousness in which the whole universe transactions are going on and movements are going on. So that which moves, therefore it's called as Pavanaha, that because of which the air moves, the wind moves. Bhishatma dvatah pavate, Taittiriya Upanishad says. Because of the laws of Ishvara, whatever has to move, moves. Whatever has to be in one place remains in one place. So Pavanaha, the one because of whom everything is moving. Then Analaha, next name, 293. These two names are going to come again. That is this Pavanaha, at the same time this Analaha. Analaha means what? Agni is called as Analaha. Why? Analaha, that means what? Alam bhava is not there for whom. It's called as Analaha. I'm not happy with anything that I have. Not satisfied with anything that I have. I want more and more and more and more. However much you feed me, I'll swallow everything and I want more. Agni is that. Okay, Agni or fire is called as Analaha. There's no question of fire being okay with whatever we give, asking for blessing. No, whatever you put in the fire, it consumes it. Okay, and that is one meaning. That is Lord Vishnu as Agni. That is one thing. Then another thing is what is said is Nala also means essence of odor or smell. Analaha means the one who cannot be sensed by the organ of smell. Analaha. So Analaha means the one who, as we see that adresham, yattad adresham, agrahyam, like that, the one who cannot be reached by any sense organ, the one who is colorless, odorless, like our chemistry classes, we used to be taught it's a colorless gas, odorless gas, like that. Here also, that consciousness which is colorless, odorless, soundless, that which cannot be perceived by any of the jnanendriyas. Therefore, that is another being, meaning being given. But if we remember Vishnu, Agni as Vishnu Swarupa or Vishnu manifesting as Agni. So that is also sufficient enough. So that is it. Then these next three words, next two or three words which are coming here in this, they are all related to Kamaha or Ichha Shakti. We have this 294th word, Kamaha, number one. Kamakrit is the next word. Then we have Kantaha. Kantaha is a little different. Then Kamaha comes here. So all these words, Kama Pradha, that's also there. So all these four words are connected to each other. That means Lord Vishnu manifests himself in the form of Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti and Jnana Shakti, of course. It is Lord who is the creator of the desire in a person, in a being. The creator of desire to sustain life. The creator of desire to see that the species continues further. Okay? So, the one who is in the form of Ichha Shakti. the one who creates the desires in the minds of the jivas. At the same time, the one who manifests in the form of the objects of the senses, sense objects. Ultimately, the one who is also the one who destroys karma in the form of the desire, in the form of knowledge, when all the desires are also given up with this desire. So, different aspects of desiring Ichha Shakti are given here. So, the first word, 294th Nama, is Kamaha, the one who destroys the desires. What is the meaning of this? It means that once a person has made the Nishchaya of Moksha Purushartha, he is interested in moksha and no longer interested in what karma and upasana or any vyavahara of the jagat can give him. And he develops a sense of vairagyam. Okay? Pariksha lokan karmachitan brahmano nirveda mayat nasti akrita kritena. We saw that in Mundakopanishad. So, when Lord Vishnu is worshipped or his name is taken in the form of Chitta Shuddhi, Lord Vishnu can give me Vairagya. And ultimately, this knowledge, Brahma Jnanam, which is also the knowledge of Lord Vishnu, is something which can completely destroy my desire when I know that I'm the Purnatva Swarupa Atma. Therefore, Lord Vishnu is here called as Kamaha, Kaman Hanti, iti Kamaha, inna mumukshu, when it is necessary, in the form of Vairagya initially, later in the form of Atmajnanam, which completely, literally takes away even the seed of desire, because I no longer desire for anything, because I know that I am the very Ananda Purnatva Swarupa Atma and I don't need anything else from outside. Atmani eva atmana tushtaha. So I don't desire anything. So Lord Vishnu, initially as the giver of Vairagya with Chitta Shuddhi, and later as the very Brahmajnanam itself, is the very destroyer of Kama. The next Nama is Kamakrit, the creator of desire also. See, desire is not bad in itself. When desire becomes adharmic, when desire is supported by adharma, then it becomes a danger. Whereas dharma aviruddha kamaha, Lord Krishna says, I am the dharma aviruddha kama in everybody. Okay? For example, the Ichha Shakti, something, I have the desire to do something good. Loka Kalyana, I have the desire to do something for the world. So that kind of a desire I have. And it can happen that, in dharmic people, in ethical people, the dharma aviruddha kama, to do something for others, for the jagat. Such a desire, Ichha Shakti, is also Lord Vishnu. The next word is Kantaha. We have already seen, we are going to see this word in future again, this name. Kantaha means the one who is very, very beautiful. Kantaha. Very, very beautiful, because it's a Saguna description, because we can describe Lord Vishnu in any way. And the Swarupam and the Rupam, Saguna Rupam of Vishnu is described in such a way that the Bhakta gets attracted towards this. And he's Kanta. For a Bhakta, he's very attractive. As a child, as a this thing, whatever it is, in any form that Lord Vishnu is worshipped, he is very attractive, he's beautiful, and he's desired. Therefore, he is Kantaha. The next name, 297, Kamaha. Kamaha, the desirable. That which is desirable. Okay? So here, Kama can also mean desire. As kama can also mean the object of desire, both. In Bhagavad Gita also we saw kama can mean the desire itself. Kamaha means all the objects of desire themselves. So Lord Vishnu can become the object of desire for bhaktas and mumukshus. Whereas Lord Vishnu itself can manifest as the very kama, as the very desired, the desired object, at the same time as the very ichha shakti, as the very positive or that sattvika kama in an individual who's capable of using this sattvika kama as ichha shakti to create something. And here, desired by everybody, ultimately everybody wants happiness. They don't know how to attain it. And the ultimate attainment of happiness is understanding, abiding in my own swarupa. Vishnu Rupena, this consciousness Rupena. So he is the one who is ultimately desired by everybody, but we don't know. The bhaktas and the mumukshus know that I want you, O Lord. I don't want anything else. So he's the one who's desired by the mumukshus and bhaktas, at the same time, the one who also can be presenting as Ichha Shakti or as Sattvika Kama in dharmic people. The next word, 298, the next nama is Kama Pradaha. Kama Pradaha, the one who gives me the object of my desire. When I worship Lord Vishnu for something, Sakama Rupena, when I worship, my desires may get fulfilled. I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. And I'm worshipping in so many ways. It may happen. Lord Krishna also said that. In whichever form you worship me, I will fulfill your desires in that form. So for an Artha Bhakta and for an Artharthi Bhakta, Lord Vishnu is Kama Pradaha. Oh God, you are the Lord of the entire universe. And this is what I lack. Please give me this. Nothing wrong in asking. But for a person who does or desires Lord Vishnu Nishkamataya, Lord Vishnu can give moksha also. So Kama Pradaha depends upon what I have in mind. Sakama Rupataya, worship of Lord Vishnu, I will get. Maybe material benefits, definitely I'll get. But Nishkamataya, as Lord Vishnu, the very object of my desire, Kama Pradaha, moksha, for a mumukshu, moksha can be given by Lord Vishnu. And therefore here, in the next 299, Prabhuhu, we have already seen this word. In the beginning itself. Prabhu means the one who has the samarthyam, the capacity to manifest as everything. The one who exists, the one who is prominent, the one who has the capacity or the samarthyam to manifest as this whole thing that is here. The whole universe we see as the very Lord of this entire universe created by him. The samarthyam of Srishti, the samarthyam of Sthiti, the samarthyam of Laya, the one who has this, the overlordship on all these things, he is called as Prabhuhu. Prabhuhu means here in this nama, Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Prakarshena bhavati iti Prabhuhu. Prakarshena bhavati means what? He exists everywhere in everything and at the same time surpasses everything, beyond everything also. Therefore, here he is Prabhuhu, the one who has the samarthyam and the existence in everything. Okay? Then we'll come to the 33rd verse. Now we are coming to the 33rd. Yugadikrit yuga varto naikamayo mahashanaha adrishyo vyaktarupascha sahasrajidanantajet. Okay. So Yugadik Krit It's Lord Vishnu, or, you can call it Lord Vishnu consciousness, Paramatma, Parameshwara, who created the Yugadikrit. The very creation started from whom? Yugadikrit. The one from whom this whole universe, the creation started. The Yuga, or what you call as Kalpa. It just means that he is the very Lord of time also. When you say Yugadi, it's a beginning of a Yuga means what? Beginning of time. Correct? That means time is mithya. Space is mithya. Time is mithya. Space and time appeared in Lord Vishnu and the whole God universe. Desha Kala Kalana, the whole universe, Vaichitrya Chitrikrita. Fine? Therefore, Lord Vishnu, Yugadikrit means the one who is the very creator of time also, the very cause of time also. Because Lord Vishnu is timeless, not limited by time, Nitya. Desha Kala Vastu Aparichinnaha, Kala Aparichinnaha, not limited by time, beyond time, Lord Vishnu, but the very creator of the time in the form of yugas and kalpas, etc. Okay, Adi means beginning. It means that which appeared, that which is the very beginning of time. Before this, nothing, even time and space were in unmanifest form. Yugadi, when the whole creation began, Yuga began, time and space began. The 301st verse, which says that we saw 300, we completed 301. Yuga Vartaha. Once something is started, Yuga Adi has started. Then there is a cyclical repetition. Appearance, Srishti, existence for some time, Sthiti, going back to unmanifest form. Laya. Manifest, unmanifest. Manifest, unmanifest. So the whole Jagat is Chakram. Evam pravartitam Chakram, Lord Krishna says. This whole universe is a cyclical order where everything is moving in a cyclical order. And the one who keeps this cycle of time continuing, at this particular time, this season has to come. At this particular time, this season has to come. At this particular time, the day has to end. The night has to be this thing. After so many millions of years, then the next yuga has to come. Pralaya has to happen. After millions and millions and millions of years, trillions of years, even this whole universe, wherever we are, it has to recycle itself. So, Yugavartaha, the one who is responsible for continuous movement of time, the cycle. The whole Jagat, which is the time cycle, is nothing but Lord Vishnu. Then, the 302nd Nama is Naikamayaha. Naikamayaha means, we say Maya is the power of Vishnu, because of which the whole universe was created. But is it only one Maya? So what is said here is, Bhagwan Vishnu is not just one particular appearance. Lord Vishnu manifests in millions of forms, and it's millions, everything is Maya. Everything is Maya. If you see anything in this world, there is no question of explaining everything. In millions of ways, in millions of forms, the whole universe is manifesting. And it is not one magic. Everything that I see is a magic only. Everything that happens here is magic. Everything that is going on here in this world is nothing but Maya. So Lord is Anaika, Naika Maya, Na Eka Maya. Na Eka Maya means what? Anaika Maya. That means what? It's not one magic. Whatever is happening here in this world, is nothing but millions of episodes of magic or mithya happening. So it is not that is one Maya. Millions of Mayas. Many, many, many. Every manifestation, every avatara is a Maya. Every small thing that is happening in this universe is nothing but Maya. So what he's saying here is that he's nothing but na eka Maya or anaika Maya or God. So Bhagwan Vishnu manifesting in millions of ways. All these are millions of appearances, millions of magics. Millions. The whole universe is a magic show. One trick after the other, one trick after the other, one appearance after the other. Then the 303rd name is Mahashanaha, the one who consumes everything at the time of Pralaya. Bhagwan Shankaracharya says, Kalpante Sarvagrasanat. Kalpante. When the particular purpose of the creation of this kalpa is over, then the whole creation has to go back into potential form. And it goes back where? From where it was created. Where was it created from? Lord Vishnu. Where does it go back to? Rudra Rupena, Vishnu will swallow the whole universe. Therefore is Mahashanaha. Mahashanaha means the one who is the greatest consumer, the one who consumes everything. Ultimate consumer. Then we have 304 Nama, which says Adrishyaha, the one who cannot be seen by eyes, as a particular form. I can imagine the form of Vishnu. I can see everything in this universe as manifestation of Lord Vishnu. But like you see me or like I see you, I cannot objectify Lord Vishnu. Why? Because Lord Vishnu is the very consciousness which is unobjectifiable. Therefore, in Mundaka we saw Yattad Adreshyam, that which cannot be caught by any Jnanendriya, Agrahyam, that which cannot be caught by any Karmendriya. Fine? So, Adrishya. Fine. If he is Adrishya, how do you know that Lord Vishnu is there? The next Nama says here 305, Vyakta Rupaha, the one who is self-evident. Aprameya Swaprakasha. In Lalita Sahasranam, we get this Aprameya. Devi Lalita as consciousness is not an object of perception, Aprameya. Like that here also, Adrishya. Then how do you know it is there? Swaprakasha. As the light of consciousness, Lalita Devi is manifesting in everything. Similarly here, Vyakta Rupaha. The one who manifests in every form, self-evident. You don't have to objectify me. I'm self-evident. I'm not an object of your perception, but I'm that aham iti spuranam within you, self-evident consciousness. So, adrishyaha vyakta swarupaha. Not something which can be objectified, but this Lord Vishnu as consciousness can vyakta swarupaha, the one who is self-evident, swayam prakashamanatvat vyakta rupaha. Bhagwan Shankaracharya says, swayam prakasha. Okay, aprameya swaprakasha, self-effulgent, or I am self-revealing and Tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. How self-evident? Every thought, that consciousness, I know that I am, that is nothing but this self-revealing Vishnu as consciousness. So, the one who is adrishyaha, at the same time, swaprakashaha vyakta swarupa. Then we have the last two words, Sahasrajit. and Anantajit. You can take them together. Sahasrajit means the one who's conquered everything, the one who is the lord of everything. Okay? Sarvam Aishwaryam, that is Samagra Aishwaryam, the one who's the overlordship of everything. So he's the conqueror of thousands, millions. Of whom? Asuras. Conqueror of millions of asuras. Sahasrajit. Anantajit. Okay. Anantajit means there is nobody who can transcend Lord Vishnu. The one being the consciousness in everything, the one being the Parakashta and Paragatihi, the one who is Anantam and infinite. No finite creature can conquer. As consciousness, existence, he is Anantajit. Victorious, who has conquered everything, being everywhere. Okay, the one who is everywhere, Sarvagatattvena, Anantatvena, Purnatva Swarupena, Nityatvena, the one who is everywhere, who has conquered everything, the one who has overlordship of everything, Anantajit. And with various avatars and with various manifestations, Saguna Rupena, the one who has conquered over thousands of adharmic people, who has destroyed thousands of adharmic people, Sahasrani Asuranam Yuddhe Jayati iti Sahasrajit. In constantly there, no? Deva Asura Yuddhas are constantly there. In any Purana you see, in any Itihasa, wherever you see, it is all the time there. That's the very history. That's the very history of, a limited being. And so the one who has conquered over millions of asuras in the various avatars. Sahasrajit, the one sarvagatatvat, anantatvat, nityatvat, being everywhere, having conquered everything, he is Anantajit also. Okay, so we have completed the 33rd stotra. So we'll go to the 34th from the next session. Om Nandantu Sadhaka Sarve Vinashyantu Vidushakaha Avastha Shambhavi Mestu Prasannostu Guru Sada Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukhamapnuyat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Tat Sat.